My first and last name is Josh Ford. Joshua Elijah Ford.
Okay, thank you so much.
So I've had an account for a while, and I've never been robbed before. So that's very interesting that I would have to, create an incident report. First
May I
Hawaiian Bank.
place you on a brief hold?
Um, yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for holding.
Thank you.
I'm going to quickly reach out to your branch, so if I may just place you on hold again.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you so much.
First time I felt like I gotta be directed to the exact branch, even though there's First Hawaiian Banks all over Hawaii, the Hawaiian Islands.
Thank you for holding. This is Eva with First Hawaiian Bank, probably Red. Is this Joshua?
Yes, I just wanted to report an incident.
What incident would you like to report?
That I was robbed at the First Hawaiian Kahului branch.
No, you were not robbed at the First Hawaiian Kakului branch.
I wanted to file an incident report.
If you would like to file a report for robbery, then you can call the Maui Police Department. But Joshua, you were here last Wednesday. You refused to leave the bank. You were issued a trespass warning, and your accounts were closed. The balance of your account is on its way in the mail, so please look out for those funds via mail. Okay?
So I didn't actually close my bank account.
Your account was closed. The bank closed your account.
Yes, I went in to withdraw money and make deposits.
No, that's not why you went into the bank.
That is exactly why I went into the bank. Because I don't have to walk into the bank to withdraw my money.
Okay. Well, please know that your account has been terminated. Please be on the lookout for the check in the mail. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Terminating my account is illegal. So apparently somebody at First Hawaiian Bank robbed my account, and now look at it, it shows $0. I never had to walk into a bank, and I only have ever used the ATM. And then I was deposited on July 3rd my social security money with also a remaining balance that I had of 833 with a total of $1,864.75 in my account. You cannot terminate somebody's account who they called on. Let me find the date that they called me. They called me multiple times. One person named Louise and one person named Eva. So the person named Louise um called my account on 6/16, but I also had different individuals also call my account. There's no reason for them to call me on my phone number about my account when there's automated teller machines, which means an automated teller machine I can use without having to walk into the bank, without even having issues. What I had was multi deposits of cash into my account. Multi deposits of cash are also even considered remittance checks, royalty checks, monetization checks, and even banking debits and credits added to it. That's sometimes almost hard to read. But having pluses into your bank account with a net plus and social security, you it's illegal to close somebody's bank account who also has social security who doesn't need to walk in. So just because you have bank tellers right here down your answer machine call you does not mean that you have to walk into the bank when there's ATMs, that's automated machines that allow you to do banking transactions, even if there's a bank manager who speaks for you instead of actually the truth. That's why trust, truth, and in good faith, not bad faith when banking, is very, very important, and it must be transparent. So there's somebody at the bank who just lied on my bank account, and I have social security that protects my bank account, which would be illegal for them to then try to send it back to me and close my account. So I'm gonna continue to call different First Hawaiian banks, and then I'm gonna continue to report these incidents, because if I have to go to the establishment, which is the corporation or the financial institution, it would be illegal for me to have to report the incident with somebody else that wasn't at the financial institution. Even if I were to bring in my folders into the bank to show the proof of all my documents, even if I didn't have a house, if I didn't have a house but I had a backpack like school and college with my documents in the folder, it would be illegal to then try to kick somebody out for bringing the correct documents to their original bank, that they even had a World Music Innovations business banking account with them as well. Always, most likely, majority of the time, using the automated telling machine, which is the ATM, instead of walking in, just so I don't have issues with individuals. Although you need customer service in case you have issues with banking machines. So if you have issues with the machines itself, you then sometimes need individuals. But if you keep running to an individual who is lying at First Hawaiian Bank on somebody else's name, even on the Social Security Administration they're lying on, this individual is then not telling the truth. So this would be false from the woman who's accusing Josh Ford and lying on his name when he brought in cash, when he brought in money, as well as supporting banking documents. All business that I was always doing with First Hawaiian Bank. And we could also then pull out the documents, the documentation. So let's pull out the documentation. We have our social security card here. We have our passport card here. They refused our documents and acted as if our documents were fake. This is not a fake passport, and I just went to America's Savings Bank and I also opened an account the same way I did with First Hawaiian Bank. So that would then be illegal on First Hawaiian Bank's part, especially if I already have cervical injuries. If I had spine injuries at the bank, right? Because what Social Security helps protect people who might have went through different things that sometimes aren't able to be explained in the proper way. Sometimes people go through things that are a longer form, which then sometimes it makes them a soul survivor without them wanting to go into a larger definition. But we have our United States passports right here. It's a passport book. We also have the book with the passport card, which is from United States Postal Service as well as University of Hawaii College. Then we have our hospital band right here because we went to the bank and they caused police brutality, which is a lady, a banker named Eva. Could be her real name, could be a Hawaiian name that she's just using. But we have our social security, our birth certificate, everything that we brought with us because we don't have a house. So we brought our backpacks as well as our money bag to the First Hawaiian Bank, all right here with prior documents as well. So those documents I wouldn't need to show because Social Security could address that. And then my Social Security is under minimum wage. So then the bank would then be getting a check that's protecting him and his bank account, but then the bank would be able to see the number that is not of minimum wage in Hawaii to keep somebody able to survive. But the bank would see this and I would create an incident report with the bank because if the bank was the financial institution with the money and they have all the cameras and the money at the bank, and then if I walk in for the first time and then my money disappears, that means I don't have the cash. That means that was indeed, even if she picks up her phone every time and she's saying her name is IWA, which could also mean a W-9 or some kind of banking form, right? But this is an individual who is there, who's a woman, who's a white woman or Caucasian, that then caused police brutality onto me while wanting to withdraw and deposit my own money. Even with a money bag right here that people use professionally, as well as a backpack, a folder, and also a duffel bag with more assets as well as collectibles. So assets and collectibles many times go into the bank's deposit box. So banks have different boxes too that you could place things into. You would place the belongings that you have into these banker boxes, but you wouldn't put it all over their desk. You wouldn't put all your belongings and files right onto the banker's desk. The cameras all within the banking facility would be able to see this. You cannot just start lying on any individual who walks in the bank's property or facility. That means that there was many acts, many altercations, and many illegal banking activity at the First Hawaiian Bank, State of Hawaii, Maui County, in the Kahului branch, including a white woman whose name is Eva, who continues to say her name is either Eva or she's the banking manager, and different banks continue to route to her instead of addressing my banking needs. One person isn't in control of everybody's banking needs. If I talk to one person, you don't then route it back to the same person. You route it back to the next person who can then help the person. So if they said my account was closed, then why is my account closed with my last transaction being Social Security? That would be an illegal act against Social Security, as well as my last transaction, as well as somebody in the United States of America who has multiple businesses, even United States passports, which are different than the state passports, which are the United States ID card as well as the United States booklet.